Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Richard. I'm going to talk about the State Controller's Office. And, going to have a drink. This is a, energy shot. It is way too old. I gotta use these up too. Got so much stuff I gotta use up. And then here we have there's a stain on this can. A truly poolside kiwi something or other. Okay, so this is kind of, well, before I go any further, I'll remind you that for every 1,000 subscribers, I gotta do purchase one of these bracelets from 4Ocean. 4Ocean pulls upon the trash out of the ocean every time I do that. Now, I had something happen to me the other day. My check engine light came on and my air conditioning stopped working. And, I mean, this appears to be it's not that big of a deal, but it's something you need to get taken care of thing because the check engine light doesn't keep coming on. It came on once, or it came on twice now, and it keeps shutting itself off, and the car starts running okay again. Oh, that's disgusting. So, I'm thinking that this has got to be my fuel filter, right? Because filters can do that, where it's like they get to the point where they work a little bit, then they saturate and stop. So maybe it's the car's going, well, I ain't got enough juice to keep running the air while the fuel filter's running shallow. So I figured, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the mechanic. I'm going to replace my fuel filter. I'm going to replace my transmission filter. I don't think I've done that in a while. And, I should check the cabin air filter, because this particular car has one. And so I clear out the stuff from my glove box, and I look into the cabin air filter, and I find 2 envelopes from the State Controller's Office. Now, mind you, I had checked the State Controller's Office back in 2002 or 2022, and it turned out that companies had said, this money belongs to Richard Neal, here is this money. So State Controller had, I think, like $1,000 total, and was like, all right, let me send in the requests, get my checks. And I remember I sent in the requests, and there were 4 of them, and I got some envelopes back that said State Controller's Office. I said, okay, these must be the checks. I put them in my car, put them in my glove box, and then I got to the bank, and I was like, I could have sworn there were more of these, but I had 2 checks from the State Controller's Office as opposed to 4. And I sat there, I said, you know what, there's nothing I can do about it. I think I checked the State Controller's Office, and the money was gone. It was like, well, it was money that I was hoping to get, but money I didn't get. Then I see that somehow, God, this is disgusting. Somehow, that money, those checks, had wound up jammed in my car for 2 years. And the check's only good for 6 months. So I found these 2 envelopes, and I opened them up. But luckily, I went to the State Controller's Office website, and I plugged in my name. And boom, not only is there the money that I thought I had already filled out a request for, but there was more money. Because again, it's about $1,000. Last time I had requested the $1,000 back, I think I got like 300, something like that. But then it was like, okay, guess what? Here's money that belongs to you, and we're going to generate the form. What you need to do is print out that form and mail it into us, and then we'll mail you another check. And I was like, cool. Funny thing is that all this time I had assumed that what had happened is somebody had seen my report, printed out the check, but put their name on it, and gotten my money. Which does tell you that I have a very dismal look at the human species. Because I do. I mean, human beings have treated me pretty terribly in life. I remember I used to work a job and it didn't pay well, and I complained about it didn't pay enough. And one of the workers was, why do you think you deserve more than the rest of us? It was like, what do you mean, why do I think I deserve more than the rest of you? Why do you think this is acceptable? Why are you willing to get paid nothing? It works for you for some reason, but the bottom line is you're not complaining, so you're accepting. And you shouldn't be pissed off at me for not accepting it. You should be pissed off at you for accepting it. I realize I've now gone on a tangent, but I have a friend, and he's like, I've trained people who are now making more money than me. Yeah, I've been there, buddy. And he's like, now I go into work and I do the bare minimum. It's like, okay, dude, you go into work and you do the bare minimum, but I mean, have you applied for any other jobs? Because, the work is really irregular, from what I understand. And I don't know how much he makes. He could be making a pretty solid hourly rate. But, he did say that once he asked for a raise and they told him, if you want to make money, you shouldn't work here. And I turned around to him and I said, dude, you could get your guard card and you could tell them, look, I'm only available for mornings. I've got an evening job. Because that's what he has. And even then, his job, it tends to be an afternoon sort of a thing from what I understand. I don't know a lot about his work. He lives like, 60, 70 miles from me. So it's not feasible for me to go and meet him. And he's not the kind of person that has the money for hey bro, let's just go get a beer. I'm sure he would if I turned out and said, hey man, let's go get a beer. But if we were going to have a dinner together or something, I would want to pay for it because he's a father, he's a family. I think he's paying alimony or some crap like that. So it's one of those things. But it's on the one hand, dude loves what he does. On the other hand, dude is accepting low pay. And I've worked a lot of jobs that don't pay well. Okay? And when I have a job that I don't pay well, I'm always looking for another one. It's one of those things about, jobs is that you should always be looking for another job if you have a job that you're not happy with. And, I knew a guy, he just didn't make a lot of money, and he was like, you know what, this job's not going to pay a lot, but I don't have to do any work for it, so I'm going to sit here. Not a bad deal, really, except for the fact that he couldn't pay for auto insurance, got into a huge car accident, and, wound up paying, more than what he'd make in a year at that job, in terms of medical bills, because he didn't have medical insurance either. It was a real mess. Anyway, so there's just one of those things. But yeah, this is just an interesting situation. I don't know if there's a takeaway from it. one takeaway, of course, is that check, and double check. If I had checked this, the state controller's office, I should probably check it every now and again. I mean, it's one of those things. I live in California, so if you live in California, one of the things you should probably do is go to the state controller's office and check to see if there's money available to you. All right? You plug in your name, you need to give them your social security number, and there could be money there if you lived or did live in California. And one of the things is that it's screwed up because, like, there's a search at the top of the page. That's not the right search. It's a search in the middle of the page that you have to search for the money. So I could have, back then, put in the wrong search. And that could have been why... that could have been why that happened. Okay? Could have put in the wrong search. Don't know. But in reality, anything could have happened. What did happen is that I got the check. I thought I had the check. The check got lost in my custody, and that was my fault. It was a fluke. Could have happened to anyone. I didn't even really remember how to check behind my glove box. So I remember cleaning out the glove box to find that check and not finding it. So, it's just one of those things we always kind of have to remember, is that that's the world we live in. Check, double check, make sure. You never know. But, hey, I got a grand coming to me that I wasn't expecting, so I'm happy. I'm Richard.
Danger Ducky says, "This is your magic moment. A moment for you to do something that is good for the world. You can comment, like, and subscribe, because for every 1,000 subscribers this channel gets, they will buy one of these bracelets I am wearing. Each one of these bracelets I am wearing means that one pound of trash will be removed from the ocean. Cleaning the ocean is an expensive thing to do, and we need your help, so don't be trash. Comment, like, and subscribe, and get trash out of the ocean."